people to come on board and see how we're doing attendance-wise. Yeah, quite a lot of you. So I've got the names that they were in alphabetical order, but now they've kind of, I think they've moved into hand-up order. I don't know what you guys are seeing. So I've got, just shout out to a few people: Bruce, David, Fraser, Gary, Heather, Ingo, James, Jimmy, John, Ken, Lowe, Martin, Mike, Nick. I don't want to miss anybody. Tom,
Andrea,
Campbell, Chris, Cindy, Dean, Denise, Don, Harry, Kevin. Phew. So when I can see Wendy, Wendy Y and Wendy Yo. I know who. Obviously, I know it's you, Wendy. I just wondered if they were both you. And maybe it would be really nice for a few of you to just shout out where you are from.
I was going to suggest that.
So, and Jono, can you see the chat? Because you were on one once, and I think that you said it'd be good to have it in the question and answer so everybody could see it. But now you're a panelist, you can see the chat, yeah?
I can see it.
Yep, I can see the chat.
And you can see it, Jonas?
Denmark, Australia.
I actually lived in Perth for a while.
Can you say something in Denmark language to say hi or something?
Kartoffel, which means potato, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Say it again. What is it? Kartoffel?
Kartoffel, something, yeah.
Kartoffel?
Yeah, I have a friend in Denmark. We always say kartoffel to each other for some reason. Yeah,
kartoffel, potato.
Yep.
So that's good. John, do you want to say anything in Jakartan?
Let's see if we've got anybody from Jakarta first. Otherwise, nobody's.
Michigan,
about.
Kansas.
I got one from Las Vegas.
Long Island. Oh, Kevin, how you doing from Ireland? Dean from Croydon. I know Croydon, not that well, but I know it. Switzerland, Florida, London, Jerry, John Young from Addlestone, lovely, and Canadian passports. You speak with a North American accent, and you're from Addlestone.
Jakartan.
Jakartan. I don't know. Is it not Jakartan then? Don't you call it Jakartan?
Yeah, I guess so. From Indonesian, Jakartan. We all speak the same language here, so.
Oh, right. So you haven't got a Jakartan language. It's all this. So when you were island hopping, was that all the same language?
Well, over here they have about 385 different languages, depending on which part of Indonesia you come from. But they all have a main language which everybody learns at school, which is called Bahasa Indonesia, and that's what everybody kind of communicates in, and what all the TV programs are in. So,
are you fluent in that?
Pretty much, I'd say about 90%.
I was going to ask you the other day, actually, when you get fluent in a language, do you start thinking? I mean, Jonas, your English is incredible, and your Jakartan, Jono, I don't know. It sounds good to me. Do you think in the language as well, and do you dream in the language?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I sometimes have dreams where it's like fully in Indonesian. It's pretty weird. I'm sure Jonas has the same experience as well. He's probably dreaming about doing online marketing in English.
Think in English as well, I guess, most of the time.
Yeah. I think for me, Jonas is brilliant because you just when we're chatting away on text, you're more English than me, and there's nothing. I've never said anything at all that Jonas has gone like, well, what does that mean? But there's been loads of people online. I don't know about you, Jono.
I did live in Australia for 2.5 years.
I guess so. Yeah,
that definitely helps.
Definitely helps. Yeah. Excellent. Okay, right. What was I going to say? So go have a quick look at the questions and answers. Nick currently in Bangkok. Excellent, Nick. Heather in London, and James from Camarillo. So that's all cool.
Nick's in the same time zone as me. Then it's 10 p.m.
All right, that's good.
Bangkok and Jakarta, we have the same time zone.
Oh, excellent. Well, I would like to say as well to everybody that's on the call, if I'm assuming that most of you are mobily purchasers, I think that we should just give a big round of applause to Jono for having to do that audience task of going across to like beautiful islands to make the videos and stuff. I mean, thanks for doing that, Jono.
It was a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise I would have had to do it, and it just looked really hard work. I think it's definitely one of the best courses that I've ever seen as far as the content is concerned, where it was filmed, but also the fact that you did it on your phone and almost, the whole thing was how to use your phone, and you did it on your phone. But what I was going to say, you've probably said it to the people, the Mobley buyers, and I've said it as well. But it's that what was taught in the course is not just what you don't need to do on your mobile. You can do it on your mobile, right? So you've always, so long as you've got your smartphone, you've got it in your pocket, you can do what Mobley teaches. But if you've got a laptop, PC, Mac, whatever it is you use, then you can most definitely do it from that. Probably a bit easier, but it's just that the idea was that you genuinely did go away a couple of times, didn't you? Because you came over to the UK. And
I did it 3 times, and actually I had the idea for quite a while, and then I went to the UK in December with my family for Christmas, and I didn't bring my laptop with me. In fact, I only own this tiny little crappy netbook thing that I've got since like 2012. So I didn't bring that. So I thought, okay, now's the time to put this into action. And it was actually for one of your products, Trevor. It was for Profit 7.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you doing the reviews and stuff. I remember seeing the reviews and on the phone. And I remember seeing you on the leaderboard. So that was all good.
Yeah, I think it was on like the 23rd of December, because I did all my bonus page and everything before I did the video, obviously. And then I woke up and I recorded the video in the graveyard of the church where my dad works at.
Seriously?
Because it was a real peaceful place to go. I'm sure not many people hang out there, right? So
I
went there and I did the review.
I've heard the place is dead, actually.
It's pretty dead, yeah. There's a lot of deadies there. And I did the review at 10 o'clock, and then I was due to go up to my hometown in Scarborough. So me and my wife, we hit the road, and I'd forgotten that I hadn't mailed out to my email list. So I had to download the GetResponse app, and I installed it, and then I sent a message out to my email list when we were just outside Leeds, just as the product was going live. So it was a real test of, really putting it to the test in a real life situation.
Yeah, and it was real, and I think that's why Mobley was so popular, because it fits with the way us 3 think, and that is keep it real, no BS. And to see, like, when you were telling me about what you were doing, we hadn't even talked about launching this together at the time, and I was chatting with you. I remember you chatting and saying you were coming over to the UK, because I was trying to see if there was a little chance of a meet-up along the way, but I think it was all a bit too hectic at that time. It was your dad's birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was his 70th, and that's one of the reasons why we went back. And then that was on the 18th, and we stayed till Christmas. And I was over there with the wife and my 2 children as well, so it was all a bit hectic. We were getting over jet lag, and then we had to make it to an Airbnb that we'd all hired out together as a family, because we couldn't go to my parents' house because we wanted to surprise my dad. So there was a lot of logistics going on. So unfortunately, I couldn't come and see you in, was it North London?
Well, yeah, I'm just north of London. I'm close to London Stansted Airport. So it's, I mean, loosely called London, but I've been moving out as time goes on, moving further and further away. I'm just going to interrupt you 1 second. I've just seen that someone says, John says, I've still got a JOB, which is just over broke, I think we call it, and need to go in 20 minutes. Will there be another one of these or a replay? Yes, there will be a replay, John, so don't worry about that. You can go and relax. We've got Isaac from Nigeria. Andrew finally found us. David from Fremont, California. Walid from Thailand. Nick, did you get my email about restaurants in Bangkok? And we've got Archie.
Yeah. Is that from was that from Walid? Because I think he's over there as well. I know Walid.
Walid's in Thailand. Yeah. And we got.
I've been getting a lot of people emailing me actually, and I just haven't had the chance to reply to everybody. I've tried to reply to as many people as I can. But it's pretty much impossible. But lucky for you guys that I haven't replied to yet. If you do have any burning questions, we can answer them. towards the end, we're going to have a question and answer session then.
Yeah, definitely. And likewise, probably, Jonas, you're the same. It's been a busy time with the launch. It was hard for us to believe that it's actually been a week, but I know that there's, I've reached out to you guys and asked you to get back to me and let me know a little bit about you. And some of you I've managed to reply to, and some of you I haven't. But to be honest with you, it can be a busy life being an internet marketer, especially when things are working well. And that's exactly what we want to show you, how you can do that. There is something that has to be said, that the whole concept of a 4-hour week is brilliant, and I've listened recently to the 4-hour week by Tim. Is it Tim? What's the guy's name? I don't know if you've read it. And it is fascinating stuff. And I think that I'm probably guilty of not working as effectively as I could half the time. But in reality, if you really want to make a go of this.
Just replying to some questions in the chat,
then you do have to put a few hours in, but you can do it part-time. I started this part-time, and I was literally going out. Tim Ferriss, that's it. I was going out lunch times, taking my laptop, hotspotting off my phone, sitting in my truck, and recording and uploading review videos, and then going back to work, and then coming home at night and reviewing and writing and just pushing and pushing and pushing. So you got to want to do it. You got to want to achieve the results, but you absolutely can achieve the results. So I just thought I'd get that out there. Right, Jono, do you want to? Should I kick off the slides so you can start getting on the content for the guys?
Yeah, sure. Is everybody in here now who's going to be in, I guess? So yeah, we can get started.
At the moment, it looks like there's enough to get started. We've got Yoshi from Long Island. We've got I'm going to say we've got Tim Ferriss there, but it's Yoshi saying Tim Ferriss. I think, Jesus, we've got Tim Ferriss on. How crazy is that? But it's Yoshi. Okay, thank you. And David. Oh, hi, David. Yeah, how are you? Tim Ferriss. Yeah, cool. So, if any of us say Terry from Leicestershire, Silas from Florida, excellent. If we get any questions as we're going through, we'll try to answer them. But also, at the end of this, we're going to do a question and answer session where you can all answer your question. You can all ask your questions, and we'll answer as many as we can. I think probably the best place to do that is the question and answers tab rather than in the chat tab.
Yeah.
And then
so everybody can see it. Yeah.
Everybody can see it, and also we can go through and I can mark them as answered, so we clear them down. So if you've got questions about Mobility or about anything to do with what we do for a living and making money online and all that sort of stuff, then if you hold them to the end, there'll be a free-for-all and you'll be able to go for that. So, Jono, I'm going to share my screen now.
Okay.
Okay, now if I have this on full screen, I can see when people do ask questions.
We'll read the questions for you.
All right, thank you. Mike from Dallas, Tom from the Czech Republic, but now in Denmark. Ray, could you guys talk about bonuses, bonus pages, and bonus delivery methods? Yeah, we're covering that. Yeah. And David from Guildford. Guildford, nice. Okay, right.
Guildford in Sussex.
Is it Guildford, Sussex? Yeah, I guess it is. I don't know. Secret
is there affiliate. A Guildford in Sweden?
Well, it could be. Secret affiliate Sanctum. This is like the kind of fancy name that we come up with. It's fancy for one reason and one reason only, and that is because between the three of us, we know the stuff that you need to know to make money, for sure, without a shadow of a doubt. And we've been over the period of this launch, we didn't plan to do this webinar. This isn't one of those kind of pre-planned things, guys, is it? Because if you notice, it wasn't on the sales page. It wasn't on the landing page, the access page for Mobility. It wasn't the thing at the top that says you must register for this orientation webinar and all that you're so used to seeing. We just been talking about how we could come up with an idea, a way that you could really actually genuinely make money, and quite quickly and quite easily. And between the three of us, we've thrashed that out this week, and we're quite excited that we've worked that out. I think you'll agree, lads.
Yeah, and another reason why we decided to do a webinar is because we've all been getting so many questions from all you guys. So we thought if we can get everybody together in one place and we can do everything like in one place rather than having to reply one by one, which is fine, but it just takes up a lot of time. So if we can get all of that done now, that's kind of another reason why we decided to do the webinar. And also because we want to help you guys get started using not only the Mobley method, but the methods that we are going to be covering in this webinar as well.
Yeah. And as I said, the Mobley method is, I think what possibly anyone that didn't buy Mobley, what they may have missed was the fact that what Jono and Jonas were teaching in their videos was what they do in their business, and it's what I do in my business. So they revealed a lot of stuff that unless you've been through the whole product, you wouldn't have realized, and anyone that was reviewing it, etc., wouldn't have realized. But they revealed a lot of stuff that is the key to their success and will work, as I said, on anything, laptop, PC, Mac. Just so happens that it will also work on a phone. But just bear that in mind. So when you get off this call, by all means, go back to Mobley and revisit the training, because the stuff in there is absolute pure gold, without a shadow of a doubt, and it should not be treated as I'll look at that later as a good way to earn a couple of bob from a phone, etc. It is the blueprint to how we make money.
Absolutely, and I mean you can totally scale this up with adding an email list to it later on.
Yeah,
it's not essential to start making money straight away, but it gives you the foundation to making a proper affiliate campaign. And all you need to do to scale this up is add an email list into it, pretty much. You're going to be doing the exact same things taught inside of Mobley, and if you can master them, all you need to do later on to grow your money even more is just add subscribers to your email list. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Jerry, Surrey. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. Guildford in Surrey. What did you say, Jono? Guildford in where?
Sussex.
Yeah, it didn't feel right.
Way too long.
Yeah, been way too long, mate. Right. So let me move on to it. So, Jono, do you want to just walk through the overview there?
Yeah. Well, what we both, all three of us have been discussing this, and we both run our campaigns, and we both do things pretty much the same in all of our businesses. We might have slightly different approaches to them, but it's pretty much all the same. And we've nailed it down to kind of 5 different steps. And these 5 steps we're going to be talking about briefly inside of this webinar. So where you're at right now, you might be buying a lot of different products, because you might be on a lot of people's different people's email lists, and they might be promoting a ton of stuff to you. And that's kind of a process that I went through as well. I'm sure Trevor went through that as well, and Jonas went through that. Yeah. And it's called the shiny object syndrome. Okay, you keep buying stuff thinking, okay, this is going to be the answer, and then you try it out for maybe a day or a few hours. You don't get results straight away, and then you buy something else, and then you buy something else. And some people spend thousands on this. So the aim of this webinar is to get you converted from being a buyer into being what's called a creator. And once you make that switch, that's when money starts coming in. At least that's definitely what happened for me. And I'm pretty sure that's what happens for everybody who's making money online.
Yeah, so, I think that I don't think I've ever met anybody online who's been successful that did not buy a ton of stuff before they started making some money.
Yeah.
I mean,
thousands.
Yeah. Jonas, can you think of any one person that you know online that's like moving in our circles, making consistent commissions, who didn't actually start off buying everything that they saw?
No, I don't think so. I think it's like, no, you kind of had to get started with buying a lot of different products and kind of see what you want to do. And then just when you do take action, like for real, that's when you start seeing results as well. But no, I don't think anyone can just buy one product and then they're successful right away. No.
Yeah, and that's the key to it there, taking action. Because I did find that a lot of the stuff that I was buying was building, like it was kind of building a big a foundation, I guess, in my mind of what people were doing and what you had to do. And there was obviously a lot of the products are very, very similar, but the big kind of thing, the big block in the way for a lot of people is taking the action that's needed and really consistently taking the action as well.
Absolutely.
I think, you know,
there's nothing wrong with buying products. Okay. When you start off, I mean, like Trevor just said, and Jonas just said, everybody does it. It's what you do with those products. For me personally, I used to go through all these products. I used to figure out how this stuff worked. And although I wasn't making any money at the time, I was subconsciously going through a really steep learning curve.
Yeah.
And that's really what's kind of brought me into what I am now. And that's kind of springboarded me into making the switch into being a product creator. And I'm not actually talking about, you know, putting together a huge product like Mobley or anything like that. That can come later on. I'm talking about stopping buying things and actually starting to produce content and starting to make money that way, using the knowledge that you've probably gained buying hundreds of products like we all probably did.
Absolutely. John, I'm just going to interrupt the flow there just 1 second, because I'm just watching the participants, and just to let everyone that's on the call know that we've hit our limit now. We are now fully subscribed. So if you're in and you're thinking about going, there's a good chance you won't be able to get back in. So I just thought I'd say that. And there's no fanny there at all. That's absolute truth. I'm looking at the figure on my screen. It's actually tipped over to 102 participants. If I could do a screen grab and show you, I would, but I can't because I'm sharing my screen.
And if you are thinking of leaving, then leave right now so other people can take your spot as well, because that's going to help other people. Yeah,
absolutely. So the process of buying products, etc., I think, you know, as I said, we've all been through it. You do learn, but at the end of the day, there's something that happens, and it's when you become that creator of content and products, even on a small scale. That's what I found when I produced my first product. I took a piece of PLR, I pimped it, and, you know, that was the whole kind of way that I got started. And then I produced a course on teaching how I did that called Pimper. But when I produced that product, I already at that point realized, I'd seen the light and realized that there was something that most people were holding back. And that was that if you started to release your own products, then you're going to see big changes in your online career. And I know the three of us can definitely testify to that.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't have to be complicated, and I don't want anyone to think, oh, right, no, that's it, I'm out. I'm not doing product creation or anything like that, because very, very simple. And it's not everything, but it's just part of what we'll be talking about. But it is the difference, I think, that kind of starts to lift you up anyway. But we've got some ways that we've come up with for you to earn money without making your own products, to get consistent commissions. And we're very, very excited about the secret hacks that we've developed.
And we do have a lot of secret hacks, even with product creation itself. I've got a ton of tricks up my sleeve that I want to share with you guys.
Exactly. And Jono's got big sleeves. And we're genuinely excited, because we know for a fact that you're going to make commissions out of these strategies. And we can't wait to start seeing the screen grabs. And I'm talking, it might be like $5, $10. But I tell you what, when you first get your first commissions, what's it like, lads? You know, it is like,
it's like surfing, you know, when you get that first wave and you start cruising down the way. It's a real buzz. It's a real buzz. I remember my first affiliate commissions. I think it was $7, and I was at my desk. I was kind of half naked, and I pulled down my trousers.
Oh, that makes a change.
And I started running around the room. I was that happy, you know. I actually went pretty mental.
Yeah. Did you record it?
No, unfortunately not. You probably wouldn't want to see it anyway, even if I
did. Actually, there's probably a lot of people on this call that didn't see some of the video kind of footage that we put together for the JVs, and they might appreciate a bit of that. So maybe you could get your lovely wife to edit together some stuff for the call, the viewers of this call. I think you'd find that entertaining. Anyway,
I can do a screen share towards the end, and we can put that in as as a little bonus.
That might be good. That might be good, actually. Yeah.
Now, Irish dancing. And,
the Irish dancing and
caveman,
and then there was me dressed up as some kind of a God knows what. chicken or dragon, I don't know, but I quite liked it. It was a good retaliation to yours. I just want to touch on the proof is in the pudding. I'm going to stop sharing, Jono, and I'm going to let you show off for a change, because it's always me showing my figures, and I know that you've got some pretty tasty figures to show. So for those of you on the call at the moment, if you'd just like to hang on, Jono's going to share his screen and he's going to go in live to his account. So the reason we do this is never ever to show off or brag. It's not the style of us three amigos. We don't brag, but we do need to show you that we are qualified to teach you this stuff. So that being said, let me just stop sharing and give that over to you, Jono.
Yeah. Now, before I get into this, it hasn't been a particularly good day for me today on JBZ. I was kind of hoping it would be, because I wanted to show you some decent figures, and also
that's awful. That's awful. How could you possibly survive on $200 a day?
Yeah,
Jono, Jesus, what is, guys, I've just got to say, for those of you watching this, this is serious. Me and Jonas, for every day, what is going on? Jono's earnings. You get it's a funny thing when you get to the stage, and I know this very well, where $200 is not a good day. I know I've been on the phone to my mum, and she says, "How's it going?" It's a slow day. I'm up to about 300. And, and I think, wait a second, when I first hit my $100 day, it was like, wow. But there is something to be said about, oh, look, there's more money coming in as I'm talking. There is something to be said about this business, and I think it can be a bit addictive. So I just warn you guys, when you start making money, you'll want to make more and more and more. And when you know how to do it, sky's the limit, really. So go on.
Yeah, and my target, and Jonas can testify to this, because we used to talk about this kind of stuff last year. My target was $200 a day, and that was kind of, okay, I'm going to try to make a consistent $200 a day, and that's it. I don't want to make any more. But now, once you start hitting those big numbers, you kind of make yourself a barometer that you don't want to go below. If you see what I mean, it's not being ungrateful. It's that you have this kind of mental target that you want to be hitting.
Absolutely. That's it. That feeling. I mean, I know that feeling so well, because it's like you're pushing the thing up, right? And then if it doesn't hit that level again, you're feeling like you've failed. And I know the feeling, because what we're looking at,
kind of a bad mentality to have. Really,
I know, definitely.
They're mind blowing. I mean, for me, this time last year to be looking at this, I'd be like, holy crap, you've made it, kind of thing. And Warrior Plus, obviously, this hasn't been too good today. Yesterday was all right. But I'm still promoting the banger method. I'm still getting some straggling sales coming in.
Yeah, but, that was just a straggling sale that I just got coming in there. But it's funny that that we both are saying this, because it is absolutely true, and it is a funny thing. It's a psychological thing about that. Because when I had my first $1,000 day, the figure down there at 902, I was out walking Jim, my dog, and the commissions were coming in and in and in. And when I walked out the door, I was at $700. And I think I might have even been chatting to Jonas while I was on that walk. But I walked out the door and I was going through, and I can remember where my phone was pinging and pinging and pinging. And there came a point where I literally had to stop and just say thank you. And I know it's going to sound really wet, and maybe we just edit this bit out, but I did actually get a little bit tearful, because I was so grateful for what was happening. Now, I know I'd worked for it, and we put the hours in and all that, but seriously, it was like, because you think finally, there was a real feeling of relief.
Yeah, for sure. Especially after, all the time you put into this, learning everything. And, I mean, I don't know about you, but I spent literally months trying to figure out how everything works. And then, to get to that point, your first 1K day, it's like thank you. You know, I know how this works now. I've cracked it, and I know how I've figured it out. And you know, thank you for letting me figure it out.
Yeah, that is. It was an immense feeling of gratitude for me, and I can't explain it. It was probably one of the best experiences so far of my internet marketing career, and there's been a few since, and they don't feel as good as then. But obviously, I'm just as grateful. But it's when you hit that milestone that you just think, "Wow," you know.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Anyway, look, enough of me.
Anyway.
Rattling
Enough
on.
bragging as well. We'll get back to the slides. We're just showing you this so you can see that we're qualified and we've cracked the code, and we're in a position where we can show you how to do it as well. Yeah. And at the same time, you know, for those people who probably think, okay, well, I've seen these kind of screenshots on sales pages, and you know that's easy to Photoshop because it's just an image. Well, this isn't an image. You know, this is real, and I know where you're coming from if you're thinking that, because this time last year, I used to see those kind of sales pages, and I used to think, oh yeah, right. You know, he's got $3,000 on his affiliate commissions, and you know he's probably photoshopped it. It's just a load of bollocks. But once you start earning, you know, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, 200, $500, then you realize those screenshots that are on those sales pages are actually real. Yeah. And I hope that this can kind of clear that up for you to show you that it is. But anyway, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and we'll get back into the slides.
Okay, well, I just wanted to say I'm so sorry that you've had such a terrible day at $209, and I'm sure Jonas is feeling the pain as well, right, Jonas?
Yep. Sorry for you.
It's only been 10 hours into the new day at JVZoo because it resets every night at 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time.
Right.
So we're now 10 hours into that, and usually most of my sales happen overnight for me. You know, it's 10:30 p.m. now. Most of these sales happen kind of afternoon Eastern time. So this hopefully it's going to pick up tomorrow when I wake up.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just go through questions and answers before we go back. So I've got Nick. If people have bought more than one product, how do you keep the bonuses exciting and fresh? Well, we will come on to that, Nick. Biggest issue I have is bonuses, says John Young. Even so-called gurus use PLR. However, Jono, the issue that separates what you do and everyone else is creating your own unique bonuses. And me and Jonas as well. Might just say John. Jono is a hero, but you know we're all applying this same strategy. Mike, well, I'm well qualified. Then I've bought them all. Okay, excellent, Mike. Well done. Listen. The thing about shiny objects is don't ever beat yourself up about buying everything, because we all did it and we did get to where we are. And as I said, everyone else did it. So I don't think it's the wrong thing. I just think there comes a point where you find someone that actually teaches you something that really, really works. Rizal says, is it okay to make a review video after the product have launched? Yes, it is. We'll come on to that as well. What I would say on that is you can do it after it's launched. The thing you need to check is that the price hasn't gone sky high, because some will be front end $9.95 on launch and go up to $47. It's a completely different kettle of fish. They're trying to sell that for $47. Simon, sorry boys, joined late. Are you recording this? Yes, we are, Simon. Ray, I'd be ecstatic with 200 a day. Yes, I know. And
I am. And don't get me wrong, I'm not ungrateful. Just having bigger figures, that's all. But it is a concept that I totally get, and it's not a showing off thing. It's just that you keep pushing yourself. You push and push and push, and if you have a down day, then you kind of think, but it's not that. It's still great. Martin, 200 a day is still a good income. Yes, absolutely. Morgan, Banger Method, checkout failed. Okay, all right, we'll come back to that. I think Brendan actually had some PayPal issues earlier this morning, EST, or last night, EST, but he's fixed it now.
Yeah, I noticed that because they started coming through from a different payment, didn't they?
Yeah, he's fixed it.
Okay, right. So I've answered a few of those questions. I'm just going to now move back to the presentation so that we can keep this a realistic length.
Yeah.
So the proof is in the pudding is what we've just seen. The benefits of the online lifestyle and why you should listen to us. Well, I mean, the benefits for me, and I guess for us three are pretty much the same. The things that spring to mind for me is I set up my first business when I was at college, and I was 17 years old, and I went straight from college into a business that had a warehouse and staff and offices and vans and everything. And I've spent my entire life with that kind of a getting a living that way. And it's very, very stressful. It can be rewarding, but you have highs and lows depending on the economy. And boy, have I had some highs, and boy, have I had some lows doing that. And so to now come out of that, my entire working life, I've had businesses. And then 1 year ago, I walked away from all of that and went full-time online. Benefits for me are stress levels lowered, lifestyle fantastic compared to what it used to be. If I want to take Jim out for a walk, I take Jim out for a walk. If I want to walk into town with my wife and get some shopping, I can do that. If I want to spend some time with the kids, I can do that. I'm working from home, so I've got low overheads. My kids are here. I get to spend more time with them, quality time with them. I mean, you know, it's all of those things that I'm sure we don't need to explain, but there are so many benefits, right, lads?
Well, for me personally, I used to do a lot of kind of low-end jobs. I was doing cleaning jobs when I was in the UK. I was doing fruit picking when I was in Australia. I worked in bars, restaurants, you know, no kind of skilled jobs, no kind of managerial. I never got to that level because I just used to chop and change. I hated having a boss.
Yeah.
I was teaching English in Jakarta up until kind of last year. And that, I mean, it was easy. Teaching English is easy once you learn how to do it. But the fact that you have somebody telling you when you have to start work, when you have to finish work, you can only have, well, I could only have 20 days per year holiday. And, you know, I just didn't feel free. And since I've been doing this online lifestyle, you know, I book holidays whenever I want. You know, me and my wife, we travel quite a lot, and we'll book holidays at a split second. We'll say, okay, day after tomorrow, let's go to Thailand for a few days. Let's go and check out this island, or let's go to Singapore and book into a nice hotel and just chill out for a few days. Or, you know, you have that flexibility, and that, you know, I've got rid of my boss, and I've got the flexibility that I've always wanted.
Definitely. Jonas, tell us about, I mean, I know for you, this was a big thing, wasn't it? Because you had, I guess, some experiences that just didn't sit quite well with you.
Yeah, I used to work selling TVs at a place here in Sweden called Elgiganten, and it just wasn't for me. And in particular, like we would have our lunch breaks, and 9 out of 10 times I'd have to go out back on the floor and sell again because there were not enough people. And it would be like, you just put your food in the microwave, and I was like, yeah, you gotta go out back on the floor and sell. And like 1 hour later, you could come back, and I would just be anxious. Like as soon as I got back home, it sucked just knowing having to go back there a couple hours later, and it just wasn't for me at all. And now that I'm not working for anyone else, I just like being able to go to the gym in the morning. It's not very crowded.
And the afternoon?
Yeah.
And the evening? I mean, it just seems to me that...
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Just to say, even when we're having... we have online meetings like this webinar, but the three of us get on a meeting, you know, on the screen, and Jonas is on the treadmill, in the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't taken into the shower yet, thankfully, but usually on the treadmill.
Yeah, well, we were taken on a little tour of the gym the other day, weren't we, John? And we kind of wondered where that was going, you know. And
setting your own hours is what I like the best. I mean, I can just wake up whenever I want to, and then I'll go to the gym when it's not as crowded, and I'll take my dogs out. And if I want to work at like 2 a.m., I'll work at 2 a.m. If I want to do it at 7 a.m., I'll work at 7 a.m. and I'll eat when I'm hungry, and I'll go to the bathroom when I have to. I don't need to ask anyone. And it's just the freedom, I guess, that I really appreciate the most.
Yeah, I think that definitely sums it up. We're all agreed on that. And why should you listen to us? Well, I mean, I would think that probably most of the people on this call know of us. Some of you will know some of us better than others, and for some of you, we'll be completely new to you. But I think, from my point of view, why you should listen to us is because we're all earning a full-time living out of making money from the internet, doing this from the comfort of our home or our phone anywhere in the world. And we are, I guess, very successful in this industry, as opposed to people that maybe are dabbling in it. We've had real genuine success. So
and one other thing, Trevor, that probably most people, it might come as a bit of a shock to most people, but this time last year we were all newbies, or maybe
yes.
Jonas, he's been in here a bit longer than us both, but for you and me especially, we've only been doing this like a year. And I had somebody email me earlier on today, and they said, there's no way that we'll be able to compete with the likes of you, Jonas and Trevor, to do these review videos. And, there's no way that a newbie can figure all of this out. And, well, we're proof to that. We're a testimony to that.
Yeah.
Because I personally figured all of this stuff out on my own. I didn't get any coaching. I worked 12-hour days to get it done. And that was this time last year when I was going through that. Whereas you, Trevor, you did get some coaching, didn't you? And that kind of catapulted you into what you do.
Definitely. It's difficult to say like how much the coaching helped, but for me, it was definitely when I made the first investment that was like a significant investment.
Yeah.
Something happens when you spend a few bob, and that is the first thing you say to yourself is, I think actually in here, as soon as you spend that money, it's going to work. Especially if you're working with a coach who has had the success that you're looking for, and you want to be where they are or a portion of where they are, which is what I did. And I've got mentoring from a couple of people that definitely, you put the investment in and you think, right, I'm serious about this now. I'm not going to play about it anymore. I've got money invested in this. And I'd be a fool to waste that money, But the point that you made there, John, about the fact that a year ago we were newbies is incredible, but it's true, And now we're hitting the top of the leaderboards, and people are approaching us all the time, and we are, names. I'm not saying that again to brag, but we are names that are known in the industry, and that has been achieved in a very short period of time,
Sorry. Kevin just said, having wasted so many years and so much money, the fact that you have done it in a shorter time is motivating. Well, I hope that's what you'll take away from what we're talking about right now, is because we did both start doing this time last year. We struggled for a long time. We didn't make any money. And then we started making it. We started getting those $50, $100, $200, $500 a day. Personally, I haven't had a day under $500 in about 2 weeks, I think. But it's just to show you that we're pretty new to this. We're newbies ourselves compared to a lot of these other super affiliates. So if you're in the mindset where you're thinking, I'm never going to be able to do this, John and Trevor and Jonas, they got all this experience. Well, no, we don't. We're pretty new to this, and we're already being a success, and hopefully that's going to motivate you and show you that you too can do this, we're not like, we didn't go to university and study kind of maths and all of that stuff. No, we're just regular guys that have chosen to take up this kind of lifestyle.
Yeah, and anyone can do this. It doesn't, I tell you, anyone can do it. And it doesn't matter how intelligent you think you might be or might not be. From my experience with people in this world, most people kind of put themselves down a bit because they didn't get academic results, and that's just irrelevant. I've never shown any of my qualifications to anybody, and I think that it's just common sense, really, and being honest and being true, and just cutting out the bullshit, if you excuse my French. I think that is part of it. I don't know, Jonas, was I showing you a while ago or telling you about if I log into my account for December last year and compared it to December just gone?
Yeah, you made like $20 or something.
Yeah, right. So, and I can prove that, I can log in and show you that. And it's incredible. Seriously, for the whole month, I think I made $43. Now, yes, I know some people are going to think, yeah, I'd be happy with $43. Yes, I was happy with the $43 back then, because that was like I was making some sales and I'd seen that it was real and I'd seen that it was possible. I just then had to convince my wife that I could make a lot more than $43 and do this full time. And that's the other thing as well, is, trying to, even in your own mind, you don't know if you can do it or if you will be a success. But it's the truth that I think in my Warrior Plus account it was zero, Jonas. I don't know. I'll have to go back and check that. It was zero, wasn't it? So nothing. So So I averaged $10 a week back then. And that's just over a year ago now. So it does show you what you can do without a shadow of a doubt. So let's move on. Right. So now what we've got here, we've just put this into modules, and the modules that we're showing you here are the modules of the super affiliate Sanctum, secret affiliate Sanctum, I should say. It could be super, but it's secret. And this, as we go through this, you're going to get an idea of what the full kind of package is going to teach you, but we'll give you as much content as we can as we go as well. Jono, do you want to kick off on a bit of that?
Yeah, this is the exact blueprint I follow, and Trevor and Jonas as well. We just have different approaches to it, but basically these are the kind of 5 pillars that we both follow. So when I first started out last year, one of the first things that I did after I started buying all these products and going through them is I started to put together a product of my own. Okay, and I could have done this a lot easier if I'd have known what I know now. But basically, I put together a video course. It took a lot of courage to kind of pluck up the courage to put my face on video and actually make a course. It was hard in the beginning, but I just put together a bunch of slides, and it was all about launch jacking, my first course. And it did take me a while to put together, but now I've realized that I could have done it a lot easier. And so the first biggie is going to be product creation. It doesn't have to be a massive product. It doesn't have to be a video course either. You can go for a PDF.
Yeah. You can even go for a cheat sheet. A cheat sheet can be put together very quickly and very popular.
Yeah. And the beauty about this is you only need to make it once, okay? You only need to make it once, but you can sell it over and over and over again. Yeah. And incidentally, the course that I put together this time last year, it's done thousands and thousands in sales without me even kind of launching it formally. It's just done that in passive income. And I've also used that course to give away to people. So I've used it to generate more leads into my email list. There's so much that you can do with it. So even though you might be thinking, I don't want to create a course, but if you can do this, it's going to open so many doors, not only financial, but it's also going to bring in leads to your email list, which in itself is a means to an end. And it's really not that difficult to do. So if you want to go down the video course way, there's a few things that you can do. You can either buy white label rights to a product, any kind of product, and that is automatically going to give you a sales page that you can use. It's going to give you content that you can basically just reword into your own words, and you can launch it. Or you can go and find what's called PLR, which means private label rights. You can go and buy some high quality PLR, and you can reword that into your own words. It's usually set out into a number of modules, video modules. All you need to do is just jot down some notes when you're going through it, and you can put it into your own words and re-record the videos, remake the slides. Boom, you've got your own product. You can go and sell that, or you can go and give it away. You can also do this with a PDF, and later on, once we get into this module in detail, I'm going to show you where you can get fresh ideas for actually making brand new courses with a PDF. And you can also you can switch between PDF and video. So you can get a PDF, you can convert that into a video course, and vice versa. Okay, there's tons of ways you can do this, tons of little hacks. And the best thing about, especially with PDFs, is you can outsource the whole work. You can go to a place like Fiverr or Upwork. You can find what's called a ghostwriter. You can give him the product, him or her, and you can get them to just remake the whole thing and repackage it. And then you don't really need to do anything yourself. So there's a ton of ways that you can do this. And also when we go into more detail on this particular module, we'll talk about how you can break it down into what's called a funnel. So you have the front end, which you can sell at a low price, and then you have what's called upsells, and we'll show you how you can structure that as well. Okay, so that is basically module 1, yeah. And we'll be going into more detail on all of these points later on. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is very close to my heart because this is exactly how I started. And when I think back, you know, I thought to myself, if I get some PLR, then I could launch my own product. I didn't have a clue back then. I mean, it seems like it was like a decade ago, but I didn't have a clue what I was doing. And I got the PLR, I got the videos, I downloaded them, and I thought, God, blimey, they're lame. I could do better than that. And I've never done this. So I actually, we had a caravan at the time outside the house in the front garden. And I was so conscious of talking and being on camera and recording myself and all that I used to go out in the caravan so that I could talk freely and record these videos. And you know, I'm just saying it's difficult for all of us when we start. You know, no one really wants to be recording themselves and listening to themselves. We all hate the way we look, we all hate the way we sound, but fortunately
totally relate to that.
Fortunately, some people seem to, you know, like the way we look and sound enough to get our stuff. But what I did was I got these videos and I thought, right, I'm going to redo them. So I actually went through and redid them. And I thought, well, I want to add more value. And so I researched the product, kind of the content of it, and found better ways and more recent ways to do what they were talking about, and produced a course that sold, I think it was a couple of hundred units, 230 odd units. And I was over the moon with that. It was incredible because I now had this buyers list. And
that's what it's all about. Yeah.
And that was it. You know, it was a piece of PLR. And then of course my next product that I released was teaching people how I did that. And that was called Pimper because I pimped the PLR, you know, and I say to my wife often, you know, if only the people would listen to what we teach, because if they, seriously, lads, if they listen to what we taught and the people on this call took action, if out of everybody in this call, I tell you what, if everybody took action on what we advised, I would tell you 90% success rate, I would say, wouldn't you?
Yeah, this is what everybody's doing in the industry. This is basically the same kind of blueprint that you're going to see in any kind of, well, most courses that are taught online. This is the same kind of similar content. I mean, it's just a different perspective that we have on it, but it's the same kind of foundation that all successful affiliates are following.
Yeah. Just before we move on to the next slide, I'm just going to go through on the chat, because I think the chat we lose at the end, but I think the questions we can get a copy of. So just in case we miss anything. So Rizal says, the nagging worry that I have is that I'm competing with other more better reviewers. Absolutely not. All right. Let me just say this. We are all individuals. We've all got something about us, and it's the warts and all, you know, the imperfections and everything else. There's so many things about me that I don't like, and I look at so many other people and think, oh God, if only I could be like that, sound like that, think like that, look like that. But we
exactly what I used to feel a year ago. And going back to the caravan days, you know, I used to go to a spare bedroom in my house on my laptop just so nobody could hear me.
Yes.
Because, you know, and I used to re-record my video like 2 or 3 times because I'd like gulped or something like that, or stuttered. But none of that matters. And I used to look at all these people who are doing reviews and thinking, oh, they look so confident, they look like they really know what they're doing, and you know, I really want to look like they're doing it, and I tried to speak faster and really self-conscious and stuff. But now, I mean, you might be looking at us in the same way, but that's how we started out as well, you know.
Exactly. Without a doubt. Me sitting in the caravan, Jono sitting in his spare room, and Jonas sitting with his headphones on so he could listen to the music and make himself feel more comfortable.
But I can chime in there as well. I actually taught a few people what I was doing a couple of years ago. And there was one guy, his name was also Jonathan, actually. He was 15 or 16. And he also felt like he couldn't really compete with me and other people doing it. And I think it took like 4 or 5 days after he took action, he had his first $100 day.
Wow.
So it really doesn't matter like what you look like or how you sound like.
No.
Yeah.
And actually, if you do stutter and you do kind of look a bit weird, then people just see that as being human, and they appreciate you for that, and they like it. They kind of like it when you stutter or you kind of mess things up. That's just part and parcel.
Yeah, it makes it more real.
Yeah, there were two people that I kind of got the idea of this imperfect action from. It was Mario Brown. I bought some of his training probably about, I think, 18 months ago, and Fergal Downs. And they both said, Fergal used to say, perfection will leave you broke. And it's so true. Because, and that's the thing that stops, like right now, right here, right now, the thing that's going to stop so many people is that they would start this process and they would kind of maybe go and get some PLR, start doing it, and then try to perfect it so much, spend so much time that they get 75% through and don't end up with a product ready to go. You know, that
be happy with 80% good enough. That's really
even if it's complete, like if you're completely dissatisfied with it, but it's got some value in it, then go for it. Because if you made 1 or 2 sales, then you've got to that point where you made 1 or 2 sales. Then you can go to the next one and make it a little bit better and maybe get a bit more. So I'm
for
just
anybody that's kind of stuck in that mindset, then just bring to mind the good words of Nike. Just do it.
Absolutely.
Just do it. Don't care. Just do it.
You've got to take action. Kevin says, that's me, crazy. I know it. Yeah, perfection. And a lot of us are kind of perfectionists, and it's not good. I'm trying to. So if you see me putting out some lame stuff, guys, then just like that's why, all right? Because I'm not going for perfection. I'm going for quality content. Let me just run through a couple of these. Let's see.
Money loves speed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the quickest launch I ever did, I don't know if I told you, lads, I think it was with Paul, and we did it, we conceived it on the Sunday and launched it on the Tuesday. Seriously, like the whole thing was done and dusted. John McLean, how you doing, John? Says, convincing her indoors is the trick. Yes, it is, I know, for a lot of people. The only thing I would say about that is that it takes a lot of time, and it's not really until you get some real results that you can genuinely say, look, I told you, and you can do that, and you did get to that point. And
once you start getting those little results, it's a real confidence boost. Even if you start getting like a $7 commission or $10 commission, it's a real confidence boost, and it's just going to snowball from there. So
that first day will change everything. I mean, I got mine in 2011. I think that was for a ClickBank product when I kind of did launch jacking, but with websites, and it was for a fitness product. And I remember logging into ClickBank, and I made $31, and like I was hooked after that. That's when I realized that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, basically. So just gotta get that first sale. And
it is a confidence booster, and that is the strategies that we've been hammering out this week. We're quite excited about, because we know that you're going to get those first sales, and you're going to see the light. You will see the light. Let me just see. Aaron says $43. Going back to my December comment, I thought I'd won the lottery promoting Paul's nickel course and made sales of $1.59. Yeah, exactly. It's the small, those small wins that really give you the confidence. Yeah,
it's a real boost.
Gary had to go. John apologises for being late. That's fine, John. That's fine. Martin says that he's been badly burned in this game. Thousands lost and many hours spent. I'm back trying to work this out again, because I stumbled across all 3 of you guys. Can see the genuine article, and thank you for restoring my faith and that this can be done. Yeah, well, that's exactly what we want to do, Martin. Is we want to just, as I said, I was talking to the boy before we started. No BS, no fancy stuff in this. This is going to be us 3 just giving it as it is, and warts and all. So,
and just on that note, just a second, Martin, I can kind of relate to what you're talking about. I did spend a lot of money on different products. I tried different stuff, and I got to one point where I'd spent like 3 full days trying to make it work. I didn't make a single penny, And I went into my bedroom and I started crying, and my wife will actually testify to that. She was there. She was like, okay, just keep at it. Come on, keep at it. There's no point in crying about it. Just get up and keep at it. And that's what I did. And I started to get results. So I've been there. I've been into that low point where you think, oh, I've wasted all this money and I've got nowhere. Everything's a scam. I know how that feels. Okay. I was there. I was there.
I think we've probably all been there. And it is essential that I always say, don't ever give up. And I use an image sometimes in my training that some of you might have seen, where the guy is in a mine and there's two levels. The one on top is still hammering away with his pickaxe, and the one below has given up and is walking away, and he's that far away from all the diamonds, and us three know that so well, because of course there's a point where you're not making any money. There's a point where you're making some money, and then there's a point where you think, oh, thank God for that. Thank you so much, and you don't know how close you are to that. All I can say is that if you were to follow what we teach, then you're already very, very close. Let me see. Buzzy, Craig says, Buzzy, thanks for the encouragement. You're welcome, Buzzy. There's a little private thing there going on between me and Craig. Tom, what's about start with next module? Start with next module? Okay. We all have those failures. That's why we are on this webinar, to find the way to reverse it. Yeah, absolutely. And let's move on, because otherwise we're going to be here all day, and you guys have probably got lives to live. So, module 2, Jono.
Yeah, this is all about the kind of technicalities of setting everything up, and I do get a lot of emails, people asking me how to set up an autoresponder, how to set up a funnel in Warrior Plus, how to set up a blog, how to set up landing pages and integration. Well, all of these points are core to our business. Okay, everybody who's an affiliate they obviously have an autoresponder and they know how to set it up. They know how to set up a funnel. If you don't know what a funnel is, it's the different parts of your product. You have the front end, then you have the upsells. So we're going to show you how to link all of this stuff up inside of Warrior Plus, what to put into the sales pages, how to integrate the autoresponder and all that kind of stuff. And then how to make a blog page and set that up as well from scratch. A lot of people don't have a website, and they think, oh, well, I can make money online without having a website. It's true to an extent, but if you want to start hitting, above $100 a day, you really need to have a website, because that's kind of the hub of your business. It's where you're going to be hosting all of your images. It's going to be where you're going to be making all of your squeeze pages, setting up your sales pages, everything that you need in order to make, $100 plus a day. You're not going to be able to do it without a blog. So we're going to be talking you through how to set all of that up as well. And then building landing pages, aka squeeze pages, for capturing people's emails, and how to integrate that with sending out freebies on the back end, and all of that kind of all the technical stuff is going to be in module 2. Now, when I just talked about it right now, it might have sounded like way over your head, but it really is.
I haven't got a clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people don't, but we're going to break it down, and we're going to do it step by step, and we're going to explain it to you in a way that you'll be able to follow along with it, and you're going to be able to implement it bit by bit, and by the time we've gone through it, then you'll have all of this set up and ready to rock and roll. Yeah,
and I've got to say as well that just looking at that list there, and thinking about the way my mind works and the way my mind would have worked before I was making any money out of this, I would see each of those as a kind of an obstacle and a reason for procrastination and a reason not to really make this thing work. Because I think, autoresponder, complicated stuff. I mean, I know you say you're going to show me how to do it, but I still think it's going to be really complicated. Funnel creation, John, I'll just back off there. There's no way that I can learn how to make a funnel. Blog page and set up, I've never even, I've just about turn on a laptop. How can I do that? The whole thing. But to be honest with you, it really isn't that difficult when you're shown how to do it. And it's something that you're going to feel completely relieved when we show you, for example, the funnel creation in Warrior Plus. It's a tricky thing when you've never done it before and you haven't got a clue what you're doing. It's you know, you start with a product, you add another product, and then you build an offer, and then you take that offer and you put the products in, and then you put the upsells, the downsells, and everything else. And it is, you know, quite complicated. But once you've done it a few times, you literally just go in and go, and you do it, you know. And we can show you how to do that. So the idea is that we can get you into a situation where we can show you how to create your own product and put it into Warrior Plus. That alone is like a massive step forward compared to 99% of the people that try and do anything in this business, right? Because you've now got something on Warrior Plus of your own that you can send your traffic to. And we're going to show you how to send traffic as well without having your list. We're going to show you all this stuff. And I tell you what, you're going to make money.
Yep, absolutely. And the first, I mean, when you first start out, having to do all of this stuff is a must. But once you've got it done, it's kind of all easy. Well, not easy cruising, but it gets a lot easier. You know, the first couple of months doing this in this business is the whole kind of setting up stage. But once you got that out of the way, you're home free, basically. It's all just about traffic from then on, really.
And you find yourself having all sorts of ideas. And I know that, you know, the three of us are constantly thinking, oh, I could do that, oh, I could do that. I mean, I write things. I've got a book here. And you know, I found the worst thing is, don't you have the best ideas in the shower? So now I'm in the shower and I have an idea and think, yes. And I think, don't forget it. Don't, you know, I mean, obviously I'm a senior age now. You know, I've had my 50th birthday, guys. How can I remember something in the shower? You know,
and get yourself a whiteboard.
I'm gonna have to get, So, but I mean, for years I've jumped out of the shower and literally ran to a piece of paper wet and wrote down, because you're in there, you're washing away, and you know, you think, oh, okay. And then that big idea comes to you. But it's because the potential is there once you know how to put these things together. If you thought to yourself, like, if you sit there now, just all you guys watching now, and I've just got to say, by the way, we are still at our limit. It's showing 104, which means 105, which means that people are leaving and people are coming in. There must be a lot of people outside the doors wishing they could get into this. So if you're in and you're enjoying it, then I would say stay, because you won't be able to come back in again by the looks of things. But if you could think to yourself, what would it feel like if you sat there now knowing that you've got an autoresponder set up? What does that mean? It's the platform that collects your emails, enables you to broadcast out to people and make money. You've got a product and a funnel in place of your own product. What does that mean? You can send traffic to it and you can earn money. You can get other affiliates sending traffic to it and leverage the other affiliates. It's the leveraging in this business. It's the crucial thing. You're not exchanging your time for money. When you exchange your time for money, you can only do so much. You charge $50 an hour. You can work so many hours a day. You're maxed out. That's it. There is no max in this business. And you've got a blog page set up. What does that mean? It means you've got somewhere where you can send your traffic that's growing organically, that's pulling in traffic organically from the web all the time. And over time, is going to pull you in money on a consistent basis. And building landing pages and integration, what does that mean? It means that you've now know how to do that thing that you thought was really complicated, which is the squeeze page, to get that list built and build your business. You know, if you sat there now and you had all of these things in place, I know that you'd be thinking, yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, I can see how that works. Well, that's what we're going to teach you.
All of these bits like interrelate as well. Like your autoresponder, you're building up this database of email subscribers, which you're going to be sending down to your blog. You're going to be using the landing page to collect these subscribers. So they're all kind of interconnected some way. And that's the beauty of it. Once you got all this set up, it just interconnects and it snowballs, you know. And people tell you, I mean, you've probably heard it 1,000 times, the money's in the list, the money's in the list. Well, it is. And once you build up that database of email subscribers, when you have something that you want to promote, it's like having money on tap. You just open the tap and money comes out. I mean, obviously there's a bit of a process, but that's basically what it feels like, yeah.
And Jono's got a big tap.
I don't have a big tap, actually. I don't really have a big tap. I think you've got a bigger tap than me. This is all sounding a bit dodgy.
All right, we've all got fairly nice taps. Just the question of recordings. This will be recorded, yes. The training going forward will be always recorded as well. And this module and every module that we're going through will go into a members area. The times of the live calls may vary, the days may vary. Reason being that we're in different time zones, and I just feel a bit sorry for Jono sometimes, bless him, because it's night time there and it's daytime for me and Jonas. Although looking at Jonas's screen, it's getting dark there for him now.
It is, yeah.
Yes, there will always be recordings, and you can access those whenever you want and learn at your own pace. And of course you can ask questions prior to calls if you can't make them live, so that we can put them into the Q&A like we'll be having at the end of this session. So just to touch on that,
I don't mind doing it a bit later on if that suits people better, because I know it's okay for you two over in Europe. For me, I mean, I can stay awake for at least another few hours to do this. That's fine, I don't mind.
All right. Mike said no, Jeff said I vote for Monday since I'm off every Monday. So well, we'll see what we can do, Jeff. But I think some people might be off Tuesdays and Wednesdays or Thursdays or Fridays.
There'll be recordings of it though, won't there?
Yeah,
so
definitely. So module 3, prepare for takeoff. It's an exciting one, this one, isn't it?
Yep. This is exciting stuff. This gets your heart pumping. When you release a product and you start seeing all these sales coming in, this is kind of the icing on the cake, I guess, because you've put in all the hard work, you've built all of the technical stuff. Now it's time to start making money. So,
I mean, if I could just interrupt and just say that, this is what my phone is looking like live, so they're my PayPal notifications, just so you can see that what we're talking about is real stuff. And that we've also still got sales coming in regularly from the products launch that the reason you're on this call, Mobley, which was a week ago today. So when Jono says it's exciting, I'm sure, what was it like, lads, when we launched last week and it went crazy? I mean, I tell you what, my
phone was off the hook, just non-stop, at least for the first 3 hours. I stayed awake. I mean, it launched at 11. I stayed awake till about 1 a.m. my time, which was 11 a.m. over in the States when it launched. But yeah, I was up for a good 2 hours and my phone was just off the hook.
It was non-stop. It was a really, really exciting launch. I've got to say, the amount of sales we had, Jonas, in the first 10 minutes. Yeah. It was just incredible. And, that buzz is something that is real and it's healthy. We're giving quality content. We're helping people. We're doing everything. It's all, it's straight, and it's just a lovely feeling to think that you can make a difference for people. Anyway, so
Jonas's wrist was going crazy, wasn't it? Because you got an Apple Watch, so you're getting all the notifications. Your arm nearly fell off, didn't it?
Nearly.
Yeah. When I grow up, I'm going to get one of those Apple Watches.
You should.
Yeah, when I grow up, I want one of them too.
Yeah. So we've got on the screen Munchai JV recruitment, Facebook hack JV page, sales page, launch prep, 3, 2, 1, liftoff, which is kind of a summary of this, the whole process. And Munchai is a site that I'd like you all to get familiar with, because if you go there, you can see everything that's coming up is going to be pretty much on Munchai. There are other places you can go, but I don't think it's really worth it. But you can learn a lot. I mean, you can, for example, you can go on, you can see a product and you think, oh, that looks interesting. You go and look at the JV page. First of all, you can learn from the JV page. You can learn what a good JV page is and what a bad one is. And then you can look at the sales page and you can look at what a good sales page is and a bad sales page is. And there's a lot to be learned. I know that we all spend a lot of time looking on Munchai and looking at those products and learning from that, because you're always learning.
Both as an affiliate and as a product creator, because you're looking at you're looking at what people are doing nowadays when they're launching products, how good the quality of the JV page is, so you can kind of use those ideas and put them into your own JV pages. And you're also looking at it as an affiliate point of view, thinking, okay, well, the JV page looks really nice, so it means that the product is going to be good and it's going to be worth promoting. So we're gonna show you all about munching eyes.
Yes, yeah, we do like to munch a few eyes. Wendy says, a week later, Mobley is still in the top 10. Great product. Jono, you really need to do a course about how to create videos. The Mobley videos are off the hook. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we used a few expletives, me and Jonas, when we were reacting to the sales video when we first saw it. And Jono was like, was it kind of 90% uploaded, and then it was like 1 minute, guys, and then 3, 2, 1, and then he hit it, and we're like, yeah, impressive stuff.
Yeah, I can show you how to do that as well if you like. It's kind of a little bit of a thing that I stick to. Like I make a script, and then I think about the locations where I want to film it, and then I film it, and then I edit it. So I kind of plan everything in advance, but I can show you how I do that. That's not a problem. I can go through it.
Nat Mystery says, please focus on creating review videos on the course. Yes, we will be. This is a big part of what we do. It's essential, you know?
Yeah, there's actually, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you need to find your own caravan and your own little cupboard or spare bedroom to go and do it to begin with. But you do need to always get out of your comfort zone, because if you are not prepared to get out of your comfort zone, you're just not going to do it. And I've got to be honest with you, we're not looking for people that are going to be kind of I guess not prepared to take action. We're looking for action takers in this, because we really want to get some results, and it's not going to be hard work. It just there's a little bit of comfort zone stuff that we all had to go through. So what I like to do, and anyone that's been through any of my training in the past will know, and certainly Wendy, and Wendy is great on camera. Wendy's done a review for me as well. But I like to get you guys on the call at the end, so that the first exposure you have is to, like, you know, as many people as we can get. So, for example, if I was to get someone on the call now, you'd be in front of 100 people. It's not as hard as it sounds, but it's really good to do, just to get yourself out of that comfort zone and just have your face and your voice up there for people to see.
This is actually a first for me. This is the first webinar I've ever done.
Wow. Listen to the man. He's a natural.
I don't know. It's just like speaking to you guys, and then there's people watching us. I guess that's how it. It
doesn't feel like. I mean, if we could see everyone going like, then it might be a different thing. We can see all their faces and stuff, but it doesn't feel like they're out there. But I can just see the figures at the top of my screen. I can see just how many are listening to us at the moment. Yeah, Sarah says we are here. Yeah, I know.
Hey, Sarah, thanks for being here.
We appreciate it.
Getting back into this, when we first started off the webinar, I was talking about this being a blueprint, and somebody asked a question asking us to go through how to make a review video. Well, we'll get onto that in a minute, because it's all part and parcel of this blueprint. You see, the first couple of modules we're getting you to make a product, because what you're going to be doing with that is using it both to make sales and collect leads, because once you start building up your email list, we're going to be putting that together. We're going to be making a review video of a launching product, and then we're going to be using that email list to send to our video, so we have our own traffic on tap. So you'll see once we get towards the end of this webinar how it's all going to fit together. So in answer to your question, we're going to get to the review video part in a minute. Okay.
Yeah. So and that product creation, Jono, is the way to look at it is that if you can create a product, then you can create all sorts of things, because you can create a lead magnet, as Jono was saying there, to build your list, because you've got something to give people that's of value that you just created. You can create a bonus to give away when you're promoting affiliate promotions, and you can create a product to sell. And all three of those are exactly the same thing. So once you know how to do that easily, then
it's just rinse and repeat.
Yeah, absolutely.
And once you know how to set it up and monetize from it, like we just talked about in the previous module, you can just go and do that again and again and again and again, and make more and more and more money. And you have that to give away in exchange for people's email addresses to build up your email database. And you're going to get more confident on making products, so you can then go on and create your own bonuses. And it's all it's all part and parcel of it. So
it's all part of the big picture that we do all the time. We really do. Absolutely. This is what we do. Goda says, I'm enjoying every second with you guys. Thank you, Goda. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. David says he's got to go. He'll catch the rest on the recording. Okay, David, I will get the recording up as soon as possible. But yeah, it is about that little bit of creation, which can be, as Jono said earlier on, can be very simple, can just be a PDF, can be a cheat sheet. But that is... Yeah, it can be a hack. Is the secret to everything, really. That's it. We could just leave it there and walk away, but we won't. We'll carry on.
Yeah, because it's kind of there's two sides to it. There's the selling your own product side of it, and then there's the affiliate side of it, and they both actually go hand in hand. If this is a full blueprint, they both go hand in hand.
So just touching on the subjects that we've got on there. JV recruitment, that we're going to show you exactly how, even if you are not connected with anybody, how you can get connected with all the people you need to connect to in order to make this a success. And that is crucial. It's all about relationships. We're going to show you exactly how to do that, who to connect with, how to connect with them. We are also going to show you a Facebook hack that we know is going to... Sorry, but my printer started going off. I thought there was a rat or something running about. I can hear this noise. Yeah, sorry, we're going to show you. That means one of my kids is going to come in a minute. Watch the door. That's probably the homework coming out. We're going to show you a Facebook hack that is going to, I reckon, we can almost guarantee, but we can't, obviously, but we can almost guarantee, if you follow what we say, it's going to make you money, right, guys?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a really neat little trick that I've only just kind of found out about this since Trevor told me and Jonas about this before we started the webinar. I think it was yesterday when we were discussing, but yeah, this is a really, really good idea. And I've seen people doing this a lot and it's working for them.
Yeah, so this is it's a way that you can generate those first commissions, but you can do it again and again and again and again. We're going to show you every single step of that and show you every little part of that so that you know exactly what to do. It's not complicated. It's a lot of fun, and you will get commissions coming in. And it should take away that all the barriers and all the kind of, if I do that, I've got to do that. And if I do that, I've got to do that to get to there and do this. Take away all that, you can just make some money. We'll be going through the setting up your JV pages, the sales pages, and then how to get yourself prepared for your launch and making sure you've got all the boxes ticked and everything's in place. There's quite a few things that you need to do, but again, once you know what you're doing, it's a simple process. It can be done. Like, as I said, the quickest one I did was Sunday to Tuesday, phone call outside in the garden in the summer, and literally discuss what the product would be, went away, recorded the product, and put together all the pages and launched it on the Tuesday and sold a few hundred units on an internal launch, what I call a soft launch. So it was good. Made a few thousand on that one. And then 3, 2, 1 liftoff is when you launch, and it's not going to be big to begin with, right? What I say, it's not going to be. You might be lucky. You might hit a kind of a big run to go off with, but typically your first launch is going to be smaller but big enough to make the difference. I think we can all say that.
And a lot of this stuff can be outsourced as well, like the sales page. You can outsource that, so you don't have to freak out about having to make it yourself and do all the graphics.
So anything that you anywhere where it's not your forte, and it's not your, if you're no good at stuff, you can outsource it and then just take the pressure off of you, but at least it gets it done. So module number 4, affiliate marketing. Yeah.
This is where the affiliate side of it comes in. So we've already done the kind of small scale product launching. We've got some buyers on our email list, and now it's time to do the other side of making money online, which is the affiliate side of it. But it's better to do the affiliate side of it once you have an arsenal of ammunition inside your email autoresponder, because it's gonna blow everything out the water, and you're gonna instantly start making those kind of $100, $200 days once you got this once you've got these subscribers in your autoresponder. So get the product creation bit done first. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not that hard to do. Get that done, and then you can move into affiliate marketing. So we're going to show you how to set up a campaign. We're going to show you how to find a good product to promote. We're going to show you how to make a review video, we're going to show you how to make a bonus page, where to get your bonuses from, and then email writing. Now, most of this stuff, if you are a Mobley buyer or you bought Jonas's Lindgren's Lazy Method, or you've been through it, most of this is covered inside of that course or those courses. So, and this is what all three of us do whenever we set up an affiliate campaign. It's not just about launch jacking. It's not just about making a review video and trying to get some sales. This is like a professional affiliate campaign. These are the steps that we go through. Every single one of these things we put into our campaign, and each one of them is essential. And that's what gets us the sales. That's what gets us these big numbers. So we're going to go through all of that, and we're also going to get into email writing as well, how to structure emails, how to get good headlines, how to write good headlines, how to get attention-grabbing headlines, the right time to send out your emails, and then sending out to unopens just to kind of make sure that you've got everybody on your list, everybody's seen it, that kind of thing. Do you want to go into any more detail on this, Trev or Jonas?
Yeah, with Jonas, do you want to take the stage?
A couple times from you, Trevor. Drill.
Yeah,
down on the unopens and stuff. So that's a big part of it.
Yeah, drilling down. I think sometimes, I mean, the thing is, to be honest with you, email marketing is tricky, and it depends, as you guys know. I'm looking at Aweber and Get Response and Market Hero, etc., because there are so many different factors that affect the open rate. And if I can't get the emails opened, then I can't do business. Now, anyone on my list would have seen that recently my emails have been sometimes shorter than they used to be, because the only way that I can get the boxes ticked on the testing that I do is to take out anything that is a kind of what do you call it, an alert, a kind of
flag.
Spam alert, flag for Google's promotions tab and their updates tab, etc., etc. So there's a lot. It's an ongoing thing, and we're testing all the time. The three of us have got quite a lot of ways that we increase our open rates, and we will be sharing all that with you, all the knowledge that we're learning, even as the weeks go by. I mean, there was something that I did yesterday that Jonas, I told you about. I spent £1, was it £1.60 or something? And I cleaned up a list, right? I just thought I'd give it a try, and I put the list in and only come to like £1 something. Turned out that list was actually pretty clean, so I felt a little bit gutted about that. But it's another thing that it's, you've got bounce rates, and you've got all this kind of thing. You've got email addresses that are not real email addresses in your list that are affecting it, and that is affecting the overall open rate. There's whitelisting, that Jono can teach you. There's all sorts of things, but it all adds up to the big picture, and that is to get your message out there and get the high conversion. So we'll be covering all of that as well.
And each of us have different autoresponders, and we each write our emails in a different kind of way. So we can each share. I'd be interested to find out actually what you two are doing. So we're going to be sharing what we do individually in our emails, and that's definitely going to be helpful. Yeah,
and very revealing. We don't want too many of the competitors finding out. So, moving on then. So, module 5, moving forward. Back-end bonuses is something that's very, very powerful, and I discovered this. I probably started. I don't know. I'm trying to think. It might even have been less than a year ago that my eyes were open to the back-end bonus kind of power, the power of that we'll be teaching you guys. JVZoo and Warrior Plus integration. Do you want to talk about that, Jono?
Yeah, just about the back-end bonus before. It's kind of a lazy man's way to build up your email list with buyers, because if you don't know what a back-end bonus is, it's when you buy a product, and I'm sure all of you bought Mobley or you've bought products in the past, inside the members area, in the training area, either right down at the bottom, or there'll be a little button that says bonuses. If you click on that, then there'll be a series of kind of different thumbnails in there of different bonuses. And when you click on any one of those thumbnails, you'll be asked to enter your email address and possibly your name. Now, what happens is your email address will go on to somebody else's autoresponder who owns that bonus. Okay, so because you have bought that product, you are then a buyer, okay, because you've bought that product, and you will be opting into somebody's bonus from the members area, which means that they've captured you onto their autoresponder. So they've captured a buyer lead. Now, if you put yourself into the product creator shoes and you are reaching out to other people who are launching products and then you're requesting this back-end bonus, you'll be able to put the product that you made in module number 1, you'll be able to put that into somebody else's product that they've launched into the members area. And when anybody puts their email address into that, you can capture them onto your autoresponder, and you know that they are a buyer, because the only way that they could come onto your autoresponder from that is by buying something. So it's a great way to build up your list pretty quickly. And I know a lot of people that are doing this, and a lot of people are kind of adding hundreds of people to their email list every single day just from back-end bonuses. So it's an effective way to do that.
Yeah, definitely. And if you go to the Mobley access page, the main Mobley access page with all the training, down the bottom of that, you'll see that we've put on the back-end bonuses for the JVs that were supporting us. And I actually made them really, really big. And I did that because I just really wanted to, us to say thank you to the JVs that supported us. But that would give you a perfect example of what Jono's talking about there. And you just go down, click on it, and you'll see that every single one is requiring you to put your email address in. So as Jono was saying, you being in the buyers in that download access area, you being in there, you're a buyer. So whoever's in there is a buyer. It's the fast track to get in a buyer's list. And it was probably last year that I was speaking to somebody who actually I haven't seen around for a while. I'm not going to mention his name, but I'll tell you guys after. And he was quite prominent at the time, but not in a massive way, in a fairly sort of low-key way, but he was earning good regular commissions. And I said to him, how actually are you doing that? Just came out of it, and he was like, it was mainly back-end bonuses.
Yeah, absolutely. I know Mike from Maine builds his list predominantly from back-end bonuses.
Yeah.
And he's got a huge list now. So
I did that on one of your launches, Trevor. I put my bonus, and I can't remember which one it was, but I think I got like 80 buyers from one of your launches when I had a bonus there. So it's super powerful.
Yeah, I mean, look at that, 80 buyers. Yeah, 80 buyers. And Jonas
I didn't do anything. I mean, I just gave you like a link and the thumbnail, and I had 80 buyers after a few days. So it's a super powerful method for sure.
Yeah, it is.
If you think about it, I mean, I don't know if it's a fact or not, but each subscriber that is on your email list is worth, on average, $1 to you per month. So if you have 2,000 subscribers, you can kind of expect to make around 2,000 a month. Buyer subscribers, on the other hand, are worth a ton more. You're talking kind of $10 each per subscriber on average. So if you have 1,000 of them, it's 10,000 a month. So these are kind of the subscribers that you want to be going after, and this is a great way to do it.
Yeah, it is a very powerful way to do it, and obviously we'll be covering all of that and showing you exactly what to do, how to do it, and how to get approval for that, how to get that place, that very valuable place in the members area.
Because it's not easy. There's some stuff you really need to say in order to get that. So we'll show you what to say. We'll tell you what to say. So JV and Warrior Plus integration, there's a little hack that I'm going to be revealing inside here, which I'm using to build up my list of buyers. And I don't even need to be asking for back-end bonuses. This is something that I just do, and I don't need to ask anybody's permission to do it. And I'll show you how to do that. It's all about integration.
So those two there, Jono, on Module 5, there's two different ways to build a buyers list without even doing any of the usual stuff like launching to get buyers.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is just purely from promoting and getting new buyer leads onto your autoresponder just by using some API code. That's it.
And then when you combine that with the Facebook hack, you know, we've got a recipe for success there.
Yeah,
because we've got the Facebook hack way of making some nice regular commissions, and you can back it up with the list that you can get without even launching, so you can get the ball rolling very quickly while you're working on your product creation.
Absolutely, yeah. It's we're going to be revealing a ton of different hacks inside of this training. Free training and giving back. Now, this is a big one for me, and well, obviously you don't have to do this, but I am going to recommend it. I've put out a lot of free training on YouTube just for people to go and check it out. And I found that once I started doing this, I put all my training together on one page on my blog. And I did have a squeeze. I did have an email opt-in form on there, but it wasn't kind of a forced opt-in in order for people to watch the videos. So it's kind of, you know, opt in if you want, but you don't have to. And I just said I'll be emailing you updates when I put out a new free training video. So, and that's been working really well to build my list. But above that, the best thing, I read a book. I think it was a couple of years ago by Rhonda Barnes, and it's all about doing good things for other people for free, and it has. I don't know if you believe in karma or whatever, but it does have a positive impact. You know, if you give stuff out, you get kind of 10 times back what you give out. Okay, and not that I was actually expecting stuff to come back, but this has really helped me. I think I've got about 30 or 40 free training videos that I've got on my YouTube channel, and people have gone through it, and I've had a lot of people thanking me for it. And I truly believe that if you go out of your way to help people, then it's going to benefit you in some way, be that financially or, you know, just generally going to make you feel better. But this has really helped me, and I totally believe in the power of giving. So we're going to be talking about this. Sorry, there's a mosquito flying past my head.
That's karma.
That's karma. Yeah, he's come to bite me back. But yeah, we're going to be covering this inside of Module 5. I'm going to be talking to you about this and the power of it as well. We're also going to be talking about time management, because I know when I first started out, I had my Facebook page up, and every time I was trying to get something done, I'd have a pop-up come up on Facebook, and then I'd end up getting into a conversation that was really distracting. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips that you really need to take on board to do with time management. Networking is another big thing. I mean, this whole industry is all about networking. It's about who you know. So I'm going to give you some tips and tricks. Well, we're going to give you our combined tips and tricks about networking, what you need to do, what you need to say, which people you need to be getting in touch with, and then relaunching and JVing. Okay, so after you've done your own kind of micro launch in the first module, you're ready to rinse and repeat. You're making some money in between using the affiliate marketing stuff that we're going to be teaching you, and then it's time to relaunch on a bigger launch and finding, you know, medium to larger size affiliates that you will be able to join up with and launch with. And that's kind of what we did on our Mobley launch. I mean, I did a soft launch last year, and then this is my big joint venture launch where I've chosen to join up with you guys, and we've decided to do it together. So this is at the end of Module 5. Hopefully you'll be in the position that I'm at right now, where I'm joining up with Jonas and Trevor, and I'm relaunching a new product, and in the meantime I'm making money being an affiliate marketer. So that's the stage that we want to get you to.
Yeah, and I think I'd like to just say again that what we've talked about between the three of us, we actually did get genuinely excited about it, because we realised that we'd kind of come up with a way that you could really make some money easily and fast. Now, it's not going to be like hundreds, like $900 or whatever you saw on the example earlier on, that when Jono logged in live, it's not going to be like $900 days. But you can definitely get there without showing doubt, because we're all examples of that in a short period of time that we've managed to achieve that. So, and we started obviously a lot lower. So, you know, but we've definitely got a simple system to get you guys earning some money, so that you will get regular commissions coming in. And what will be teaching you is just how to scale that up, how to build it up consistently, nice and solidly. You know, it's not going to be complicated. It's not going to take forever. It's not going to happen overnight, but it will be a solid way of going forward and building that out so that you can maintain that all the way.
And if I'd have had this exact model, you know, this time last year, once I figured out how this stuff works, it took off in like a matter of a couple of months. It took off. I started earning upwards of kind of $200 a day, and that was following this blueprint. So if I'd have had this blueprint in my hands this time last year, I wouldn't have spent like 8 or 9 months, you know, fumbling around trying to piece everything together. I'd have had it, you know, here, and I'd have got straight to work.
Absolutely. That's it. That, you know, it is the case of like just. As I said earlier on, if only people would listen to what we're saying and do what we teach, then we get results. You know, it's simple as that. If I'd have been given this information like Jono back then I could have fast tracked it a lot sooner. I got to the point, you know, where I'd been probably before I went full time. I don't know how many years I'd been looking at this and buying stuff and not, you know. Just not really making any progress. And then all of a sudden, when you know the blueprint, it just goes, you know, it just, and that's the exciting thing. So we've got all of that, condensed all of that into these 5 modules for you. So
and half the problem is, sorry, Trevor, problem is a lot of these people who don't end up making money is because they buy products, they see other people's perspectives on how to do it, and they try it out, it doesn't work, and then they buy another product, and then they see another person's perspective on how you should do it. They try that out, it doesn't work for them. But if you understand that this is kind of the blueprint that most big affiliates are following, if not all big affiliates, they just got their own kind of spin on it. This is the way that you make money online. And if you follow this blueprint, you're going to make money. So take action on it, make it work, and stop buying all of these smaller products. You know, if something doesn't work out, you don't go and buy another product, because you're going to get caught in this endless cycle. Stick with something that works, that comes from people that know what they're doing.
And that's the key, isn't it? You know, people that are achieving the success that you want to achieve, people that are getting the results that you want to achieve, are the best people that you can get to teach you. When I got my black belt in karate, I didn't go to the bloke that works down at Tesco stacking the shelves and ask him how to teach me to karate. I went to a 5th dan karate instructor and said, right, let's have it. You need to invest in people that are achieving the success that you want to achieve. Now, we're going to wrap this up now. We're not going to do any fancy kind of close thing or anything like that. We're going to give you a link that you can go to, and you can grab access to this if you want to move forward. If you want to join with the 3 of us and find out exactly what our blueprint is, and we're going to show you the whole lot, then this is your opportunity to do that. So I'm not going to do a big fancy like $10,000, bring it down to, you know, whatever it is. I'm not going to give you a load of bonuses or anything like this. Is absolute raw, no BS, no fluff, no fanny. This is the real deal. You've got a chance to join us on this, and I'm going to give you that link now if you want to go ahead and get that. So it's floss.net/SAS, the secret affiliate Sanctum. There are limited places for this. If you're interested, go and do that. Go to that link now and join us. And we're now going to open up for live Q&A while a few people go and grab the places before they all run out.
Yeah. Bring on the questions, people.
So, Aaron, can you reveal sneak peek what's the Facebook hack? Yes, when you've gone and grabbed your seat in the secret affiliate Sanctum. We're not going to reveal that on this one. But we can't wait to reveal it to the guys that join us, without a shadow of a doubt. Right, I'm going to just take a look at the questions and answers and see what we've got here. The banger checkout, we did that, didn't we? Yeah, so that's all sorted now. It's a problem to get approved. Even request for Mobley was not answered. Yeah, sorry, Ingo. It's been a crazy week, and I do apologise. If you just drop me an email at trevorcarr@floss.net, or no, do mobley@floss.net, and that's our support email, and we'll get that dealt with for you. Okay. Ephraim, how do you build the email list if you don't have any now? We're going to show you exactly what to do inside the training. Ray says it just keeps you from getting to where you actually want to be. Yeah, I guess we were talking about procrastination and stuff like that. Rizwan says, do you recommend doing a review of almost every product you already have to kind of knock it out of the way, or focus just on new launches? I wouldn't do a review on every product that you've already got. I think it's a good idea to do a review on a product you've got, because you've got the product, and if you like it, you've used it, then that's good. Yeah. But
it's definitely good practice. But the thing is with launches, once the world sees a product, it's you know, if it's kind of 2 weeks after the launch, people have already seen it. So if you put out a review then, it's I don't know, you might make some sales. I've never actually tried it myself, but it just doesn't really seem logical. It's better to do a review of a product that's about to launch, because there's going to be a lot of traffic flying around. There's going to be a lot of hype, and it's really the best time to do it.
Yeah, and it's also the price thing, because a lot of these products, you know, launch time that you can get it for $12.95, and then post launch it goes up to like $37 a month, or $47 a month, or $97, and it's all that sort of thing. So you're really best to get on the launch when it's launching, so you ride that wave of buzz, and everybody's looking for it. Everyone's looking for the best deal and the best bonuses, etc. Rather than, but it is a good idea if you've got products already. Certainly, as Jono said, you can get some experience doing that. Walid says, would you recommend to use a business PayPal or personal PayPal? I would suggest that you
business one.
Yeah, I suggest you upgrade your personal to business. Doesn't cost anything. Martin, to be honest, I hate my job, working over 40 hours a day. I guess I'm in a week, and still almost broke. It's like working for nothing. It sucks. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we want to show as many of you guys as possible, that it doesn't have to be that way, for real. You know, I mean, you just take, me and John have done this in a year, and you know,
I was in Martin's shoes this time last year. I totally feel how you feel. It does suck, like totally suck.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've got to tell you as well that the motivation is to get you guys really succeeding. We're three genuine blokes here that just want to help, for real. And that's, you know, we want to get you to that stage. Okay, so Ruddy says, I'm having some technical issues and a hard time to make a bonus. I need some cash as soon as yesterday. I know what that feels like. Would you guys help me with a webinar to promote Mobley, or give me a bonus, please? Yeah, I'm sure we can do something. We'd love to help you. Why don't you drop us a line at mobley@floss.net, Ruddy, and we'll see what we can do for you.
Yep.
Walt Trude says, I'm just starting out. What's my first step? Well, we will be covering all of that in the training for you.
Yeah.
Bassi, I had 3 YouTube accounts, but 2 were shut down by YouTube. Now I still have 1 account, but I'm worried that I might shut down the remaining one since my IP address remains the same. What's your suggestion? What should I do to make sure I sustain my reviewing account, since I'll be now uploading videos frequently with my review videos I'll be promoting?
It all depends on why your previous 2 accounts got shut down. Maybe you were doing something that was a bit suspect, because I've never had any problems with my YouTube account. I make reviews on it on a daily basis, and I've never had an issue. So I guess it depends on what kind of content you were using. Go on, Jonas.
No, same here. I've uploaded over 700 videos, and I haven't had my account shut down, so should be fine.
Yeah, you won't have a problem.
Yeah, and I've got to say as well, guys, that Jono and Jonas are kind of like the YouTube kings in this industry, and I'm very grateful to be able to tap them up for information. Which I do regularly, because they're the masters of YouTube, you know, so you're in great hands if you join us. Okay, so that's that one done.
Yeah.
Sandor, this is the power of the internet. Yeah, the power of the internet is leveraging, isn't it, Sandor? You know, it's that whole thing that I went to a seminar a few years ago, and I heard someone say that they're leveraging the power of the affiliates. So you could make a one product, and you could try and sell that yourself. But if you get an army of affiliates selling it for you, and you give them half the revenue, then you can make so much more. And like Jono said earlier on, you make something once, and then that's it. You've done it, and then you just keep making money from it
over and over and over and over again. It's not like making a pair of shoes. You sell a pair of shoes, and then you got to make another pair of shoes, sell that. No, you just make it once, and you just sell it over and over and over again. It's brilliant. Power of the internet, man.
Absolutely. Martin says, the fact that you're so fresh, newbies a year ago, it feels good to be able to learn from you. You're still down to earth. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's why we gel together as well. It's because we're just, as I said, three normal blokes, nothing special about us. And we do a good job at what we do. Ray says, unfortunately, I have to go. Thanks so much for this. Can't wait to see the rest of it in the replay. No problem, Ray. Thank you for coming. Rome says, how many review videos should you do a week? Is there a formula? Well, you can ask Jono that. I mean, I think it's not how many can you do a week, it's how many you can do a day at the moment. But
I just been trying to crush it. The more the merrier, I think the answer to that is.
Yeah. Simon says, I've spent 5,000 in the last 18 months and just confused myself with so much content pulling in different directions. Yeah, I know how that feels. I'm sure the three of us can relate to that without a doubt. Which is why something like this is good, because you can focus. You just join us on the training and forget everything else. For the next kind of 5 weeks, just come into our little secret sanctum and let us show you the way. We'll show you the light, and you don't have to worry about it.
My advice to you, Simon, and anybody else in this kind of situation who's buying product after product and spending a ton of money and not getting anywhere, is don't buy it. Just focus on one method that you like, stick to it until you get results. Okay, you don't have to buy Secret Affiliate Sanctum. I don't really care. Just find one method that you like, stick to it until you get results. The only reason why you're not making any money is because you're shifting from thing to thing to thing, and probably some of those things are not proven to work either. So find something that's proven to work, stick with it until you get results, and then just scale it up. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, what we got? Silas, I have all day before I'm off from work for this. Lol, I'm lucky. Don't rush. Lol. Okay. All right.
Silas, how you doing? He got the resale rights to Mobley, actually. I've been talking to him on Facebook. So, yeah, he's getting places. He's made a bonus page. He's made a squeeze page. He's really taking action on it.
Fantastic. So. Yeah, that's it. Well, I'm sure that's a name that we're going to be seeing more of, and it's a good name, Silas Washington. Like it. Certainly better than Trevor. Goda. So, I don't know. I think Trevor's probably not so bad to maybe Jonas because he doesn't come from England, and maybe some people in America, but it's not the best name in the UK, but I've done all right with it. Goda says, Jono, can you share a non-spammy hack to make money online using CPA offers on Instagram? How to make money via Amazon affiliate program and AdSense on autopilot.
Hi, Goda. Unfortunately, it's got nothing to do with what we're talking about, so we'll have to skip that question. Yes, I can, in short, but not right now.
Okay. Morgan says, got to go now. What's your product called? It's called Secret Affiliate Sanctum.
Good night, Morgan. Sleep well.
Nick says, I like Jono's emails. They are raw and real, so refreshing in this world where there is so much BS. Yes, Nick, I agree with you. The fortunate thing for Jono is that he can be raw and real and still get opens. I have found that although I used to be raw and real, I can't get so raw and real anymore, which is why I'm moving autoresponder so I can be raw and real again. But yeah,
to get response. Join Get Response. I've got an affiliate link down below. I actually like Trevor's emails. They're nice and short and sweet.
Well, this is
very curious, and then I end up clicking on his links.
Different strokes for different folks. So I try all sorts of things to get people to answer. At the end of the day, all I want you to do is come over and take a look at my review, so I can show you what I know you need. That's the whole thing. Just working through on the other side. Thanks for answering all my questions. Go to no problem. Rizwan says hi. Silas says thank you. Sanita says, how long will the program go? It's going to be 5 calls. It just depends on commitments, whether or not it's 5 consecutive weeks, but so it could be 6 consecutive weeks, for example. Well, not consecutive, but if you know what I mean. It could be over a period of 6 weeks. There's going to be 5 calls where we put everything in there. There'll also be a Facebook group, and there'll be interaction between the 3 of us so that you're taking care of every step of the way.
Basically, we're going to take you from zero to hero in 5 weeks, using everything we just showed you in the slides. And by the time you come out of it, you're going to be crushing it.
Kevin, did you launch it previously under a different name? Absolutely not. This has never, ever been launched before. The three of us have never done anything like this together. It's completely fresh, completely new, and the content is like nothing you've ever seen before.
I've never done a webinar before, so let alone a live coaching. I've never done coaching before. I've been asked a ton of times, and I've always turned it down. This is the first time that I've ever said yes to doing it. So
Rizwan says, do you recommend doing a current...
Sorry, back in a second.
No worries. Do you recommend doing a current review and implementation of all the JB products? I have one by one. No, I think we touched on this earlier on. Better to go for something that's launching. But having said that, if you can't get approved for all the products that are launching, my recommendation would be, if you've got a product that you know and you like and the price is still relevant, then you can approach the vendor and say, look, I know I haven't got a lot of sales, but I've got your product, I've bought your product, and I'm going to be sending traffic via a review page, so your EPCs won't be affected, and that might not mean much to you, but it will mean something to the product creator, and try that. Otherwise, try to get approval, and if you don't get approval, move on to the next product. But we will be teaching you all of that, how to get approval as a newbie inside of the course. Okay, Kovacs, if you have 2,000 subscribers, it means you make $2,000. It depends on the subscribers and the relationship you've got, and the open rates and the click-through rates and so many other factors. It depends where they came from. Are they freebie seekers? Are they buyers' email addresses? You know, it's tricky to say, but they do say that $1 per subscriber is what you could be looking at. How do you recommend promoting those that you already have? I've done that one. Martin, damn man, I never have money to join programs. Any webinar I attend, shit. Well, look, do you know what? Sometimes it's that big investment. I did a big investment, and it was what changed my life. You know, it was at that point that I can link everything back to that point. It's when things get real, and it's when you finally, you know, at the end of the day, you can buy a product for $7 or $10, and it's going to teach you stuff. And if you did what we teach you in Mobley, you can be a success. But sometimes you need, like, taking by the hand and pulling through the whole process to get to the other end, so that you genuinely are making money, rather than left to your own devices and going through a product and working through the first video today, and then tomorrow thinking, oh, I must do that, must go back to that video. Tell you what, if you invest money in something, you make yourself take action. It changes everything up here big time. Yoshi, what traffic source do you use when you get started, and what traffic source do you recommend for beginners to start out with? Well, that is all covered in the training. Traffic is something you get from all over the place, right? You know, literally.
Traffic's easy. You can just go to the traffic shop and buy traffic. It's as easy as that. There's plenty of places to get it from. There's plenty of advertising platforms. There's literally tens of places you can go and buy traffic from. That's the easy part. It's what you do with that traffic and converting it into money and commissions. That's the tricky part, but that's what we're going to be showing you.
Yeah. What software do you use to record your review videos if you're using your phone?
It's all inside Mobley.
Okay, all inside Mobley. There you go, Archil. Rizwan, we've got so many, have so much econ training to go through. Not sure if I want to go through another course, but I like this. It gives me perspective. Not totally clueless to this stuff, but I'm glad for what I learned today. Yeah, you know, I mean, this is the thing. Sometimes you think to yourself, well, it looks good, and I'm sure, you know, it's quality and all that, but I've already got a load of stuff. But the thing I would say is ask yourself the question, if you've already got all that stuff, how much money are you making now? How much money did you make today in commissions? You know, how much did you make yesterday?
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, e-com and affiliate marketing, they're two completely separate things. I spent 7 years doing e-com. I've made a ton of money doing e-com. I know exactly how it works. The reason why I stopped doing e-com and got into affiliate marketing is because with e-com, you've got to fulfill orders. You've got to spend a lot of time sending out orders, sending out tracking numbers, dealing with customers, dealing with returns. It's an absolute minefield. That's why I went into affiliate marketing, because it takes all of that away, and I'm actually making even more money. So you got to make a choice right now. Do you want to stick with e-com and have to deal with all that stuff if you're up for dealing with that, or do you want to get into something that you can potentially make a lot more money with, and it's less work. So, but either way, choose one of them and just go for it, man. Just choose one and go for it. Don't do both because it'll just overwhelm you. Choose one and go for it.
Good advice. Good advice. VJ says, when will the course start? As I will be away until the 10th of March. Well, the course is going to start probably towards the end of next week, beginning of the following week. And there will be replays of everything. So, you know, and if you're away, I don't know where you're going to be away, but you can just get your phone and watch the training on your phone, you know. So it's
style.
Yeah, definitely. Simple as that. Okay. Aaron, tips on YouTube rankings to get those top spots? Anything you want to give away outside of the training?
Backlinks, and the rest of it is going to be inside the inside.
Nice. Those 2 words. Good advice. Thank you, says Kevin. You're welcome, buddy. Good to see you again. Rizwan, thank you for that, Jono. Good advice. Yoshi, do you think the emails you write makes a huge difference in sales? Most people don't even open the emails after 3 days of subscribing. Yeah. Tricky. It is tricky. You get people that open all your emails. You get people that don't, as you say, open any emails. And when I look at the launch that I did of Pimper, and I started analysing which emails had been opened and which hadn't, I was shocked to find that there were literally hundreds of people that bought Pimper on the 2nd of March 2017 that have never opened a single email from me since. How about that?
Yeah, it's swings and roundabouts, isn't it? I mean, there's stuff that you really need to be doing before you actually get that subscriber onto your list that's going to make them remember you and want to open your emails in the future. There's that, and then there's also how you write your headlines that differs from other affiliates. There's a ton of different things that attribute to whether people open your emails or not.
Yeah. I think there's impression as well, like your first couple of emails in the follow-up sequence, perhaps. Like if people get a good feeling for you and they kind of connect with you. So like if you have a good follow-up sequence, you're going to get people to always open your email.
So they obviously didn't connect with me, and they thought, who is this knob? I'm never going to answer never open another email from him.
No, but just having good emails in the first follow-up sequence and just building relationship basically with people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, relationships is what it's all about. Dan says, Trevor, how is this different from SAU? Dan's referring to Super Affiliate University. The difference is, Dan, that I'm working with 2 other affiliate marketers here who both do things kind of quite a lot differently to the way I do things. And between us, we've, as I said this week, hammered out a process that, apart from the blueprint of our business that will show you everything that we do, we've got a kind of fast track way to get you earning money so that you can stop wishing that you'd earn just a few commissions and know that you can, because you've got the knowledge and the power to do that. That's the difference in what, you know, we're teaching in Super Affiliate University, but that's a different product. So
you're dealing with the 3 a.m. goes. We're all going to have sombrero hats on next week.
Exactly.
And that is going to be very different.
Exactly. Yeah. I bet it's really easy for you to buy a sombrero hat out there, isn't it, Jono? I bet they're at the markets.
I'll be able to find one, trust me.
Right. So let's see.
My personal problem now is to get money. $390 is too. Okay, you might be saying it's too much. You might be saying it's a high price thing. But the thing is, I don't really need your money. Okay, I'm making enough money on a daily basis. And for me to be selling my time like this is very precious. I mean, I could instead of walking you through a webinar like this, like I will be doing inside this course, I could spend that 2 hours setting up a new campaign and making another kind of $600 from it instead of doing that. So it's really for your benefit to be learning from people like us and to get you to that stage where we are. So yes, it is highly priced, but you know, our time is very, very precious. So that's kind of the way it's going here.
Yeah, absolutely. Kovac says, how much will be the SAS? The price is $997 and the repayment plan is 3 times $397, and they're spaced a week apart. So you pay just $397 to secure that spot if you join us, as soon as you can before they go. Okay. we could charge a lot more. I mean, I've just got to say on that point, as much as people might say it's a lot of money, yes, we get that. It's an investment. But for us three to give up our time, as Jono just said, I personally would be using this time doing a full review that's going to bring me in a nice few bob. And we're going to sacrifice our time to go out and help as many people as we can do this. So the reward that we get in the share of the price that we get in that investment is actually quite small compared to the time investment that we're putting in. So hopefully you can appreciate that. And
we're aiming to get you guys to the stage where you'll be able to start making, a good amount of money, and you'll be able to make it all back eventually anyway, once you know how to do all of this stuff. So it's really, see it as a kind of credit card. You're kind of paying for it now, and then you'll be able to make it back later on.
Absolutely. Archil says, where do you get your bonuses from? Well, we do, we create our own bonuses from pretty much everything that we do. And that's part of what we're going to be teaching you, because we're going to teach you how to create stuff that you can use as a bonus, as a lead magnet, and as a product. So that's all covered inside the training.
Yep.
Sandor, the launch jacking method is for me pure gold because I am Asperger autist. This is what I can do. Thank you very much. Okay, glad
it helped.
Yeah.
If you put that launch jacking method together with an email list that you can build up using this method that we're going to be teaching you, you're going to be able to, I hate to say it, but 10x your commissions. Yeah, put this together with an email list, you're going to be able to do that.
Ingo says, what software do you use to record a review video with my pretty face on PC? Well, I use Screencast-O-Matic, and I think Jonas uses that as well.
Yeah. I use a software called OBS Studio, which is it's an open source software, but there's tons of softwares you can use, and there's tons of free ones as well.
I think Screencast-O-Matic is like $18 per year, but it's worth it.
That's for the pro version where you can have over 15 minutes. Yeah,
there's a free version as well, but the pro version is $18 a year, I think.
It's worth it, yeah.
Walid says, sorry, I had a bad connection, didn't hear, which is better to have a business PayPal or a personal? We'd recommend a business.
Yeah, because after you start getting kind of thousands of dollars going into your PayPal account on a weekly basis, if you just have a personal account, you're going to get flagged and it's going to get frozen and you're going to have to jump through hoops. Whereas if you open up a business account from day one, it's easy to do and it's free. It's so simple to do. It literally takes 5 minutes, but definitely go for a business account.
Right. Well, that's all the questions done.
Yeah. Any more questions from anybody while we are still on the line? If you want to write a question into the question and answer box, we can answer it before we shoot off.
We answered 66 questions, so it wasn't bad. Well, that's not just bad. In the Q&A, but there's also the chat.
Yeah, there's a load of stuff in the chat here, yeah. Thank you for answering the questions. I appreciate it. From software you use. The only thing that has a lot of launches is internet marketing, which is what you teach. I also do stuff in health related. Yeah, the health niche is huge. Granted, there's not as many products launching on a daily basis as there is in the internet marketing space, but it's still a massive, massive niche. I mean, you could use the methods that we're teaching you inside of this course and absolutely apply it to the health niche, because we're not only talking about launch jacking here, don't get us wrong. We're talking about building up an email list of subscribers that you can use to send to any product that you want. So if you're building up if you're making your product in the health related niche, then you're going to be building up an email list of health related subscribers, of which you can then send on to health related products, and you can monetize that way. So yeah, you can definitely use this in the health niche, or even in the dog niche, or whatever niche you want to go into, the sombrero niche. I'm sure you could probably use this whole model in there as well. I'm not able to join
sombrero niche. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome, Kevin. Glad you were able to join us. Thanks for sharing openly. I will go. I think you'll go far. Keep it up. Thanks, Dean.
Yeah, okay. So Roddy says, okay, if your business is not registered yet, I don't think you need a business registered as such. I think maybe a business account, and you can
started mine before my business was registered as well.
Yeah, I don't have a business registered for it. It's just a business account for doing business. I don't think you need. It might be different in the US. I think you might have to have some kind of something different set up, but I don't really know about that.
Al says, can you get more people on the next webinar? I've tried several times, but the 100-person limit kept me out for a while. Yeah, it's the package we've got. To go up to the next level is a huge investment. So unfortunately, 100 is where it tops out at the moment. But
we'll be sending out the recording to everyone anyway.
Yeah, we'll send that out to everyone on the list. So as long as you're on the Mobley, if you bought Mobley and you're still on our list, you'll be getting a copy of that replay. Okay, guys, so I think that's about it. We need to wrap things up now. It's been quite some time since we started this, over 2 hours. 2 hours. Hope everybody's enjoyed that, and we look forward to all of you that have already signed up. Can't wait to join you inside the Sanctum. It's going to be a really exciting time for us. We are absolutely, genuinely excited to be able to share with you what we know is going to get you some commissions at last, and then you can just scale it up, and we'll be showing you how to do that.
Yeah, we can't wait to get you guys to a level of real good success where you'll be able to quit your job and you'll be able to, get to that stage where you're living the life that you've kind of dreamed about, and you'll be able to give your boss the 2 fingers and stay at home with your wife or your family or travel or do whatever you like. So yeah, we actually look forward to having some successful stories out of this. And that's going to make us feel good as well. So let's do it.
Absolutely. Okay, guys. Well, Jonas, thank you, gentlemen, for your time, and for everybody that's given up their time to join us on this webinar today. We hope you found it to be educational, useful, good value. And for those of you that have already joined up, congratulations. It's going to be a great year. It's going to be a great year. Okay, guys. We'll wrap it up there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Adios.